Tonjamin Hao. Hello, everyone. So we are cruising right along here in the second section. I think I noticed today that we're at something like move 39 in the long form. And what's really cool is the new moves we have left. I know 39 doesn't sound like a lot, right? Except that a lot of the moves that are coming up are moves we've done before. So they're sort of freebies where we get to review them. So that's going to be really lovely as we do it. And there are combinations of things you've done before, so it's going to be easier. I promised everybody that today, besides our new move, which is step forward and punch down, and reviewing last week's movement, we will also just review gaze in the second section, and then particularly review gaze for this part, for this kicking section, because I realized that I haven't always told you where we're looking. So let's warm up with the entire second section today. And I'm gonna try to both call it and call the gaze. So we'll see how that works. Let me just remind you a few things about gaze. In general, you gaze where it makes sense to gaze. So where does it make sense to gaze? Well, first of all, our gaze is always out. Like if you imagine our Tai Chi pole and our rec posture, and and Kuan Yin holding out of the top of our head, supporting us, right? And whatever we're doing, whether we're here or whatever, your gaze should be like little beams going out straight, okay? And if for some reason your body is like this, your head is still up, okay? Your head is still up. It's not like this. Does that make sense? Because oftentimes our spine is this way, but our head is still up. There are a couple of exceptions to that movement, and I will tell you when. All right. When we are going down on it, our gaze goes down on a diagonal, which is sort of parallel to where we might be, say, punching or perpendicular to where we might be leaning. So I'll let you know where that is today when we go. And another thing that we tend to do is as we're turning our body to do something, our gaze may just move with our body, our gaze and our head may move with our body, just that's a reminder. It also tends to move with a leading arm. So I'll be talking about that. I'll say it will follow, because one arm is doing the work, right? It's where the energy point is. So you're sort of following the energy point, or the arm that's doing the work oftentimes. And you're paying attention to your opponent. There are exceptions to that rule, because sometimes you don't want your opponent to know what you're about to do. So your opponent's coming at you, but every once in a while you don't look at them. Instead, you're swinging your arm back and watching it, even though your opponent's coming at you this way, right? So that's a review of gaze for everybody, okay? So let's warm up. So get into your prepare position. Our gaze is straight forward towards right in front of us, 12 o'clock. Out in front, just parallel, as I said, to where your eyes come out. And it should be a broad gaze. When you're gazing not only specifically in front, say, I don't know, 30 feet away. Even if you don't have 30 feet, you're aware of your surroundings. You're aware of your peripheral vision. Make sense? All right, so get into your prepare. And embrace tiger, return to mountain. As we're shifting, our body is turning and our gaze is following that. Now our gaze is following the direction of our left arm and then our right arm as it sweeps out. roll back. Our gaze is going to follow that right arm and a body turn. And then as we turn back, it turns back into the direction of our left knee and the energy. Then push. Gaze stays in the same direction as your front right foot. And fist under elbow, our body is turning. Follow your arms. Follow your right arm as you push out. Now follow your left arm. Keep following that left arm. And now we are at 9 o'clock. We've been at 9 o'clock. So once you get to your opponent and you're doing the technique, you stay there. That's where your gaze stays. And we're going to stay at 9 o'clock as we do these 3 repulse monkeys. So we're not looking back because we're actually grabbing our opponent here and pulling our opponent into our strike. And number 3. Diagonal flying. So as our body turns and we go with it, and then we follow the right arm. Raise hands and step forward. Our gaze just comes back to 12. And our gaze here, as we pull down, our gaze goes a little bit to the left, but does not follow our right arm. But our gaze comes back over our shoulder as we take a step. And then it goes to our opponent, who is at 9 o'clock. Left brush knee. Gaze is at 9 o'clock. And now it's going to follow the direction of our turn in our right arm. And now of our left arm coming back to 9 o'clock. Needle to sea bottom. We're at 9 o'clock. We stay at 9 o'clock. Here, as we come down and we tip, our head does, our whole body tips, we allow our head to tip too. So in a way, our gaze is going out parallel to this arm and hitting the floor somewhere in front of us. Coming up, our gaze is at 9 o'clock. I'm going to suggest that we move forward just a bit, maybe 1 step forward. And turn body. So our gaze follows our turn. It's at the corner, and then it comes to 3 o'clock. That's where our opponent is. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Our gaze is continuing. We're applying, we're connecting, but now it's going to follow our left arm. So we're actually looking away from our opponent. And then we look back as we move forward. And our gaze stays forward as we finish the move. Step up and grasp the bird's tail, or Chengfu, grasp the bird's tail. Our gaze is going to follow the left arm looking over where we're connecting with somebody. Still watching as we grab and pull them. Now it follows the right arm coming back to center at 3 o'clock and stays there as we apply the technique. Roll back, following the right arm again. Press, yes, press, push. So that we've done this before. And single whip. Our gaze is following our left arm and then our right arm. And then our left arm, so that we come back to 9 o'clock. Cloud hands stays at 9 o'clock until we turn, following the left arm across and continuing to follow the left arm back to the left. Follow the right arm. Follow the left arm for number 2. Following the right arm. This is 3, if I counted right. Following the right arm. Now follow the left arm. Coming back to 9 o'clock for a single whip. High pat on horse, yes. High pat on horse, still at 9 o'clock. Still at 9 o'clock, stay at 9 o'clock. All right, for these kicks, follow your right arm for the right separation kick. Wherever that right arm is going, you're looking out in that direction. When it crosses, so your arms come back and cross, that's where you are. Now, when you stand up, then you look in the direction you're going to kick, and then you kick in that direction and you change your arms. Now you're going to sink and look in that direction. And now follow your left arm for left separation kick with your gaze. When it comes back, your gaze comes back. You stand up. Look where you're kicking. Kick. Gaze follows the left hand. Kicking out. Turning. Sinking. Up. And out. Our gaze is now at 3. Gaze is going to come to that corner, sort of looking over your right hand, and then follow your right hand back. Following your left brush knee hand and strike, staying where it was. And then up, gaze is at the center. And in. Now, gaze moves to the corner and then follows that left arm, then the right arm. Back to 3 o'clock. Now, I know everybody is A, warming up, B, so you're warming up, B, a lot of these moves we haven't done much, right? The last moves we haven't done much, and you need to watch me. So your gaze probably can't go where I'm telling you. But it's important every once in a while for us to go over what the gaze is, because you're going to get used to like looking at me. And at some point, you're going to want to get your gaze in order. So knowing that there are these videos where you can look at your gaze and hear it called out is probably a good thing to do every now and again. So I wanted to go over that with you. Any questions on the gaze part? Okay. So let's do one more time, not for gaze, but just to call out the moves. Let's look from high pad on horse. Let's do single whip, high pad on horse, and then just review this sequence of moves that we just did. And then we'll take any questions on that, especially last week's move. Okay? So from single whip, high pad on horse, shifting back, adjusting our arms, coming in for that empty step, and executing. Right separation kick, arms circling, foot goes in and out, arms separate as we move, close, stand up, look, kick, change our arms, sink, and circling, and bend knees, separate, close, stand up, look, kick, in, close your hip and your arms and feel that little bit of a spring, and out, around, releasing that spring, down, up, kick, and our forearms rotating your hands, right arm coming in and sinking, brush knee, and push. Coming up, coming in, standing on your left foot for that right brush knee and push. Questions on any of that?
I think I was going a little too fast. I need to slow down.
Oh, on your spin or
all of it?
All of it. Well, I was doing it slower. Tell you what, we can also do it a little. I mean, it's harder when you're doing it slower because it takes a lot of strength and balance.
Which is good.
And if it's not the speed you usually go at, it's difficult. So let's actually do it from here, that same set of moves from here. So I'm sorry, from here. From here. High pad on horse, just so you get a different view. We're coming back, bringing our foot in and executing. Nice. And our arms circle, our foot comes in, close, step, and separate. Close, stand up, kick, change your arms, sink, and circle, separate, then knee, close, stand up, kick, over, down, up, and kick. Okay, this is not going to work. You're going to be going the other way, although I would love to see you do those brush knees. Let's try that from here, as if we just kicked, as if we just did that left kick. Okay, so you're going to put your right foot out in that direction, and we're kicking to 9 o'clock. Then we're going to bring this right arm forward as they rotate, so you can kind of see the palm of your right hand and your left hand's kind of getting there. Sink, step, stop, look. Did you step out for a bow step? It's really typical to make that step too narrow. And polish the table. Is your right arm at your shoulder? And strike. Nice. And we're going to do the next one. Left arm comes up halfway. Left foot goes out. Left arm points in. Arms are at the center. Go stand in the corner. And swing, step. Nice bow step. Polish the table. And strike. So you're in twice with your video, Erlyn, but that's all that's going on.
I'm having technical difficulties.
Woo. Okay.
My
I think you're in twice, but I'm not going to take you out because I suspect one of them is showing you something and one of them is doing something else. So let me know if there's anything I can do. All right, any questions on that? Have we got this these arm movements where this right arm is swinging in and turning, and the left arm is turning too until it looks like this. Nice. And then you're coming down. If you were up, polish the table and strike. So it really is just a brush knee, except it sure doesn't feel that way, right? Because you're not used to being way up in the air. So if we actually get down and try it like this, then it's pretty easy, right? It's just brush, knee, and push. Let's try it from here. Kick. And bring that right arm forward. Swing step. Polish the table, bring it to your right arm to your shoulder, and bend knee turn. And then do you remember? We come up with the left hand halfway. Then we rotate that forearm in as our left foot comes out. We stand on the left foot. Swing, step. Polish the table. And strike. Let's just do one more brush knee. Just from here. Our right foot is forward. We're going to bring the right arm up halfway. Nice. Our hands are coming to the center. Nice. We stand and swing, step, polish the table, and strike. And just to have, so we can just move back a little if you need to, do another on the right side. Coming up, stepping out, swing, step, polish the table, and strike. Okay. How are we feeling about that? coming? All right. Would you like to go on to the next move? Because it's very related. Okay. The next move, I want you to realize, is an alien move. It's a new move. However, it has the same footwork we've just done, literally. When we did that, when I said, let's go on and do one more brush knee, remember that? It's the same footwork. So you're going to see that. And it has a punch. So remember on parry, block, and punch, we had a punch like this, right? You were up here and you were turned and then you punched like this. You were turned and you punched. You were turned and you punched. Right. Okay. Has one of those. What's different is that you're going to be turned. You're going to be in a different position and you're going to not try the right footwork. But anyway, you're going to actually punch down. This is going to be a punch down. But look at this. It's still the same punch. Okay? So it's going to have that in it. And it's going to have a polish the table, which is to say a brush knee. It's going to have that in it. And it's going to have the brush knee footwork. So, so let me show you what's going on. So I'm going to put it in context, just so you can get a feel for the context. The context we've just done is we've come down with a brush knee, and then we do another brush knee, right? A right brush knee. And then we act as if we're going to do another brush knee. We come up and we come to center, but now both arms are going to kind of go to the side, and I'm going to start sort of coming down. So I'm going to come forward like this and start to make a fist and step. And so I'm like this. Why am I like this? Because I'm going to unwind. I want you to think here of another spring, right? You're wound up here. Unwind the spring and throw a punch, but throw it to their knee. Throw it to their knee. Look at this. It's the same punch. It's the same punch. But I'm bent. So of course, where's my gaze going to go? It's going to go out here parallel to this arm, since we're talking about gaze today. All right. So I'm going to show you that again. We've just done this, just done a right brush knee. The right arm comes up. The arms come together, just like you were going to do a left brush knee. But instead, you mostly move to the corner and let your arms start coming down to the side. Then you polish the table as you heel, ball, toe, bend knee, and you throw that strike. Great, I see you folks doing it. Now I'm going to show it to you from the front. All right. So what we did before, so you don't have to do it, just watch, was we came down and then we did a left brush knee. All right, now we're in position. Instead of doing a right brush knee, it looks like that's what we're starting. We come up, we come together, and then our arms, watch them go down, and I start to make my fist. All right. My gaze at this point is out over there, following this arm. Then I turn back. I power this by turning back, and I throw the punch. And the punch is to the knee. The other person's knee. Their left knee, if they're right in front of me. Okay? So it has this, except that you get here in order to do it. So I want you to look and see that I'm not here, right? I could be here, but I'm not. I'm here, so I can reach their knee. I'm tipped. You're not going to reach the person's knee. And I have really long, not as long as Master Young, but if you take a really long step, you can reach their knee pretty easily. You're only a little tip, right? But most of us have a bow step like this. Just tip, don't tip too far. This will strain your back. Okay? So have a real giant you're fighting against is my my advice to you, right? Let them have high knees, but tip a little bit so that you know you're punching to a knee. Okay, don't worry about getting to knee. Yes, Michael.
On your head position, when you're coming down, you're not really moving your head up or down, but your head is still parallel with your back, right? So you're not going like this. You're not going like this. You're still just
Exactly.
your head still.
So wherever your head is usually relative to your back here, like, so my head is not like this, right? It's up. But when I come down, I don't adjust it. I don't adjust it. It moves in the same way it's been. So thank you, Michael. That's a very good way to say it. So it's not like what we don't want to do. What we don't want to do is like be looking straight out here and then go like this. Right? You don't want to like do that.
Is that the same as needle and C bottom?
Yes.
As far as posture?
Yes. Well, it's not necessarily the same angle. It's whatever angle you end up in.
Right.
But it's the same idea. Wherever your head usually is, you just sort of lock that head and your spine, however they usually are, when you're in this position, right? Because when you're in this position, it's a little different.
So your head moves left to right, but it doesn't really move.
It's a little different. But I'm keeping my head. It's hard for me to look at you and do it at the same time. So you're not moving your neck. You're not craning your neck to go straight.
So almost in all movements, your head can move left to right, but doesn't move up and down. Is that correct?
By the way, I just got notice that my internet's a little unstable, so I hope everything goes well. So yeah, in general, your head's making very minor movements, but I think if you just keep feeling naturally, like in general, we want our chin in and aligned with our spine. And when we're like this, everything is aligned. And when we're like this, it kind of sticks up straight. But when we come down, it just stays, it doesn't get straighter, right? It doesn't get straighter. It moves with us. Yes, Erlyn.
Yes, I'm watching you on a teeny screen right now. Do you think that you can just strike the final pose of that punch, like in the 4 directions, so that
Sure.
I have a look at that, how that looks, just the final pose position?
Sure. Let's get here. There's only one way I can do that, and that's to sort of do it.
Sure, that'll be helpful.
Okay. There's one. Let's see. There's 2. I have to remember where I am. This is going to be a strange one. And
Thank you, Dee Dee. That's very helpful.
you're welcome. Yeah,
Thank-
that's a good idea. It's a very good idea. So, so just to remember, this, there we go. This is the same as going into your 3rd, left brush knee. Then they come, see how they're coming down and to the side. So when I'm here, do you see how it's hard to see this hand? Because they're just about the same height. I want you to though see, you can kind of see my shoulder here. I'm not doing this. You see that? Why? My body shape, right? I want to keep that rounded body shape. Then I turn back. I'm turning here, that left turn. As I polish the table and strike the knee. It's hard. You obviously don't look up like this, right? Nice, nice. So in the end, it's like this punch, except you're down here, right? And chances are it will be more like this than like this for you, because you'll be wanting to, but that's what it is. It's that punch. It's a turn of your upper body, of your middle body, turn of your middle body to power that punch. And similarly to sweep out with your hand, which we call polishing the table, right? So let's try, any questions on that? As I say, the footwork is exactly the same as we've been doing and you practiced earlier. Let's practice it and see if it all comes together. We'll do it in these 2 directions for now. Actually, let's do it in this direction, because I don't think we've really done it there. And let's start from here. So we've kicked and come in. Then bringing our hands, circling, coming down, swing step, polish the table, and strike. That's our brush knee. And a right brush knee. Arms, left arm up. As the foot turns out, arms at the center. Stand on the left and swing, step. Polish the table and strike. Now, just like you're doing a brush knee, but it's a punch down. Right hand comes up. Right foot goes out, arms at the center. Now, stand on the right foot. Arms coming down. You're turning, swing, step. Make sure you haven't closed yourself in. Make sure you can fit a little lemon or something, or a very small lemon, a very big olive under your armpit. And heel, ball, toe. Sweep that arm and punch. Beautiful. I see everybody's chest turned. Fabulous. From this side again. You can go up or be down. From the kick. Arms changing. You can see both palms. Swing, step. Polish the table. Strike. And another brush knee coming up, coming to center, swing, step, polish the table, and strike. Punch down, coming up, coming out, hands at the center, and both arms go to the right and down. Make that fist, your chest is towards the corner. Heel, ball, toe, you're unwinding. Punch. Nice. Oh, you folks look great. Let's do it from here. From just doing it down, kick, come in, right arm coming forward, and swing, step, polish the table, strike. Right brush knee, arms together, left foot out, shifting, swing, step, polish the table, strike. Punch down, just like a brush knee, right foot out, arms at the center, both arms down to the right to sort of your waist level. Your gaze is out over, sort of diagonally out over your left hand to that corner. And punch as you unwind. How's it feeling? All right, so not so bad. Not so bad. All right, so we're going to do it that way now. It's going to be just lovely. You'll get a lot of backward views of this, but we're going to do it this way. All right. From here, up or down, whatever you want to do. And arms come in and swing, step, polish the table, strike. Right brush knee, arms come up to the center, swing, step, polish the table, strike. Punch down, right arm comes up halfway, right foot out, arms at the center, both arms down to the right, and step. Heel, ball, toe, polish the table, bend knee, strike. I mean, not strike, punch. Looks good. Any questions about that? All right. Does it want to be practiced some more? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's see. We did it. Let's do it one more time in this direction. And from the heel kick, however you want to do it, we're going to bring that right arm in and swing, step, polish the table, strike. Right brush knee, coming up, arms to center, swing, step, polish the table, strike, punch down, coming up, arms to center, both arms go down, make that fist, and unwind, punch. Now, from here, you're gonna just come up and rotate, come up to a normal height and rotate this arm. Okay, that's your next part of the next move. Then what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you. We'll be going over these next week because we'll be reviewing a bunch of stuff. We are going to do this move. Oh, I took too big a step. It's going to be hard to get around. You know what this is. Turn body, chop with fist. And then we're going to do parry, block, and punch. So we'll have an opportunity for review next week of these moves. And then we get to do a heel kick. So that's next week for us. Not so hard, stuff we know, stuff we've already done, just the heel kick on the other side. So it should be good. I think, and any questions? All right, I'm gonna take that as a no. Let's do everything, all right? Let's do absolutely everything from the very start of this form, okay? So I think you're usually over on the right side of your space when we start the whole form. We should have time for that. So standing up, in prepare, opening, left ward off, right ward off, roll back, press, push, single whip, raise hands and step forward. White crane, spreads its wings. Left, brush knee and push. Hand, strums the lute. Left, brush knee and push. Right, brush knee and push. Left, brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left, brush knee and push. Step up. Parry, parry, lock, and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Embrace tiger, return to mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist. Under elbow. Repulse monkey. 1, 2, 3. Diagonal flying. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Needle to see bottom. Fan through back. Let's adjust one step. Turn body. Whatever. And parry, block, and punch. Chengfu to grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. High pat on horse. Right separation kick.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. You're right. Thank you. And cloud hands. And 2. Thank you, Michael. 3. And into single whip. And now high pat on horse. Arms, foot, execute. Right, separation kick. Gaze following that right arm. Left separation kick. Gaze following the left arm. Turn body. Left heel kick. Left brush knee. Right brush knee. Step up and punch down. Looking good. All right, we even finished on time. So, any final questions? That's a no. All right. 同志们再见。